Can you just talk a little bit about how this is what you had in mind with the contract that you set up with the Cavs this summer?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew it was already in works, and something was going to get done as far as with Turner and ESPN and our league, and I think it's a huge deal for our league, and everyone should be educated about it.
Were you surprised even at what the estimated number is, as far as just the overall growth for the league, what it means for players?
Nah, you give a lot of credit to David Stern, I'll tell you that. He built our league, he built our brand, and for us to be able to make a television deal like that for that type of money, it was a lot of his visions.
And there's been some speculation that you are interested in getting rid of, that's the wrong way to say it, but no longer having max contracts in the NBA. Is that right? And what would be?
Well, it's not right. I don't even really get into speculation conversations in my name. I haven't even began to think about as far as how I'm gonna go forward with what I'm doing. I've been too busy worried about how we're gonna get better in training camp. But there will become a point in time where I will sit back with my team and some of the guys and from a player's perspective, from a Players Association perspective, how we go about this with this new deal approach.
Does this start the clock ticking for the NBPA in terms of getting you guys all on board so you have a united front going into negotiations?
Clock ticking? Clock never stopped. Even after we came off the lockout and signed a new deal, the clock never stopped.
LeBron, one of the benefactors of this deal obviously is going to be Michael Jordan. And does his role now as an owner and your obvious aggressiveness as a businessman in addition to being a basketball player make you think a little bit about longer term and the possibility of what could happen down the road for you in terms of following those footsteps?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to go through negotiations with the owners, and obviously, but we, as a Players Association and as the owners, we got to figure out how we continue to grow the pie and continue to grow the business of the game. That's the number one objective. That should always be the number one objective, how we continue to grow our game, because it's one of the most world-renowned sports games that we have in this world, and we have to continue to do that.
Well, you mentioned that the way you structured your contract was a part, that you knew what was forthcoming. Would you say it was a huge part, a main part, or just how would you describe?
It was being a businessman. I understand the business of this sport, and it had a lot to do with it.
In hindsight, do you think it was a good deal, the last CBA? Did you guys make the right deal?
Do I think we made the right deal with the last CBA?
Yeah.
I think it was a good deal. I think you always can want more and give less. But I think both sides kind of benefited from it, as you've seen in this new TV deal. Both sides continue to grow it, but there's some things that we would like to see changed as players going forward.
Would you like to try and recoup some of the VR that you guys gave back?
Well, that's not a conversation I'm going to have today. But we gave a lot, and the whole thing that went on with the last negotiation process was the owners was telling us that they were losing money. There's no way they could sit in front of us and tell us that right now. After we continue to see teams selling for billions of dollars, being purchased for $200 million, signing for $550, signing for $750, $2 billion, and now Prokhorov is possibly selling his majority stake in the Nets and over $1 billion. So that will not fly with us this time.
How often do you and your teammates or friends in the league who also play have these conversations in a casual nature where you guys are all aware of what's going on?
Not often. Not often, and that's the problem that we have. Sometimes guys want money but not educated. Guys want the best deal but are not educated on what's going on. It's 30 owners, but it's 400 plus players, and we know we have to do what's best for all the players, but at the same time, guys need to continue to be educated about it. So when the negotiation process happens, guys are not just speaking just to be speaking and has no idea what's going on.
Are you the team rep? Will you be the team rep this year?
James Jones is our team rep. I am kind of, the guy that kind of has the power, I guess, without having to put a name on it. So, I'm very educated, and I will use what I have to make sure our players are taken care of.
LeBron, how much did it help you playing with James Jones and Roger Mason in terms of PA stuff?
It helped a lot, and also Ray Allen too, because he's been a part of a couple lockouts, and you know, so he's seen it all. And also, like you said, being with Roger Mason for a little bit, spending my last few years with JJ. Obviously, he's here again, and also, you know, Chris Paul being a great friend of mine as well. So, you know, the knowledge of what's going on is very high, and you know, we want to continue to learn it.
Well, how close were you to accepting to be the president of the Players Association?
Not as close as I thought I wanted to be when you know, at the end of the day, I knew I couldn't give, you know, all my time and efforts, you know, to it. And for me, I think you guys know, if I'm gonna put my name on something or I'm gonna commit to something, if I'm not giving 110%, it makes no sense for me to do it. And it was something I couldn't commit to at the time.
With LeBron, since you don't have a title with the PA, but you feel you have some importance, what is your responsibility?
Well, I mean, my responsibility is you know, to try to protect the players. You know, at the end of the day, we will negotiate. We know it's going to happen at some point because our deal is ending soon. We would love to do it sooner than later. We don't want it to happen like it happened last time, and then we went into a lockout. But just use my knowledge about what's going on, and use I guess my business savvy that I have, and just try to help us out the best way we can.
That'll do it for LeBron. Thank you.
Thank you.
About the upcoming trip real quick?
It should be fun.